Ethan, I was sitting by the window this morning, watching the light filter through the trees, and I realized how much we take for granted the simple rhythm of a healthy day. There's a certain quiet courage in admitting when that rhythm is broken, when we have to stop and say, I'm not okay.
That is so true, Emma. We spend our lives running, trying to keep up with the world until suddenly our body pulls the emergency brake. It's a topic we often avoid because it feels heavy, but today I want us to sit with it. Let's talk about the journey of going to the doctor. It's more than just a medical visit. It's an act of self-care.
It really is. And to everyone listening out there, we're so glad you've joined us today at the Easy English Listening Zone. Before we dive into the heart of this, if our conversations have brought a bit of light or learning to your day, please do subscribe and share this with someone you love. We're all walking this path together.
We really are. So, Emma, let's paint a picture. Imagine you wake up and the world feels a bit too heavy. Maybe your head is throbbing, that dull, persistent ache we call a headache, and your skin feels like it's holding too much heat.
It's a lonely feeling, isn't it? When you realize you have a fever, you're tucked under the covers and you know you can't just tough it out anymore. You need help. You need a doctor. But for many, especially those learning a new language, that first step, the phone call, is the most daunting part.
It's the threshold moment. You pick up the phone, heart racing a little, and dial the office. When the receptionist answers, you don't need a complicated speech. There's power in simplicity. You just say, "Hello, I need to see the doctor, please."
I need to see the doctor. It's a request for a bridge back to health. And that receptionist, they are the gatekeeper, but they are there to help you. They'll ask for your name, and then they'll ask the question that forces you to put your pain into words. What is the problem?
And in that moment, you find the words. My head hurts. I feel hot. You're giving them the pieces of the puzzle so they can find a place for you in their schedule, an appointment.
I love that word, appointment. It's a commitment. They might offer you a time, like 2 p.m., and if that doesn't fit into the fragments of your day, it's okay to advocate for yourself. You can ask, is 3 okay? It's a human conversation, Ethan, not a rigid script.
Exactly. It's about finding a way to get the care you deserve. And then the time comes. You leave the sanctuary of your home and walk into the doctor's office. You approach the desk, and even if you feel small and not big waiting room, you speak your truth. Hello, I have an appointment at 2. My name is Emma.
There's a specific atmosphere in a waiting room, isn't there? The rows of chairs, the old magazines that offer a brief distraction from your own thoughts. The receptionist tells you to sit, and you wait. It's a liminal space, a place between being sick and being healed.
And then the silence is broken. A nurse opens the door and calls your name. This is where the process of being seen truly begins. They lead you to a small, quiet room, a private space where you can finally start to unpack what's wrong.
I always find the nurse's role so comforting. They ask those preliminary questions, how are you feeling, and they use a thermometer to check your temperature, confirming what your body has been whispering to you all morning. It's the first step of validation.
It's the preparation for the main event, because soon the door will open again and the doctor will walk in. That's when the real dialogue of healing begins.
The door clicks shut, and suddenly the room feels smaller, doesn't it? It's just you and the doctor. There's a weight in that silence, Ethan, a vulnerability in sitting there while someone prepares to look at the parts of you that are hurting. When the doctor asks, "What is the problem today?" they aren't just looking for facts, they're looking for your story.
That's such a beautiful way to put it, Emma. And for us, telling that story means finding the right words. You tell them about the headache, that heavy pressure behind your eyes. You tell them about the sore throat, that sharp sting that makes even a sip of water feel like a mountain to climb. It's about being honest about your fever, letting them know that your body is fighting a fire inside.
It's a moment of deep trust. You repeat these things, the headache, the sore throat, the fever, and the doctor listens. They nod, their face becoming serious as they piece together your experience. It's comforting to see that focus, to know that someone is truly thinking about how to help you feel whole again.
And then comes the physical connection. The doctor might say, "Let me see," and they bring out that small, bright light. It's a simple request. Open your mouth and say, "Ah." It's a bit vulnerable, standing there with your mouth open, but that's how they see the sore throat you've been feeling. They are looking for the source of your pain.
And don't forget that iconic symbol of medicine, the stethoscope. It's a long, technical word for such a poetic tool. When they place that cold metal against your chest, they're listening to the rhythm of your life, the steady beat of your heart.
I've always found that part so grounding. The doctor tells you to breathe in and breathe out. Deep, slow breaths. In that moment, you are forced to be present, to focus only on the air moving through your lungs while they listen to the symphony of your body. You try your best to be a good patient, to be still and let them do their work.
It's in that stillness that the answer usually comes. After the looking and the listening, the doctor finally has a name for your struggle. They might look at you and say, "You have a cold." There's almost a sense of relief in that diagnosis, isn't there? The mystery is gone. You aren't just not feeling good, you have a cold.
Exactly. A cold usually comes with those sneezes, the achoo sounds that interrupt our days. But even though it's common, it still requires care. The doctor doesn't just leave you with a name for your illness. They give you a roadmap for your recovery. They offer advice. And sometimes the simplest advice is the hardest to follow.
You mean the rest? In our world, Ethan, rest feels like a foreign concept. We feel like we always have to be productive, but the doctor is firm. Rest means sleep. It means no running, no playing, no working. It's a command to be quiet, to be calm, and to let your body use its energy to heal itself.
It's a gentle reminder that we are not machines. Along with that rest, they always emphasize the water. Drink a lot of water. It sounds so simple, yet it's vital. Rest and water, the two most basic ingredients for bringing a tired body back to life.
But sometimes nature needs a little help, doesn't it? That's when the doctor reaches for their pen to write a prescription. Another big word, but it's just a bridge to the medicine you need, whether it's a small pill or a liquid that will soothe your throat. That piece of paper is your ticket to the pharmacy.
You know, Emma, carrying that prescription to the pharmacy feels like carrying a promise. The pharmacy isn't just a store, it's the final stop on the road to physical recovery. You hand that small slip of paper to the pharmacist, and they give you the tools to fight the cold.
And they always have such careful instructions, don't they? Take one pill in the morning. It requires discipline and a bit of faith that these small things will make a difference. So you go home, you take your medicine, you drink your water, and you finally, truly rest.
And then the miracle happens. A few days pass, the fog lifts, and you wake up one morning and realize the headache is gone. Your throat no longer stings. You can breathe again. There is no better feeling than that first day of being healthy again. It's like the world has been colored in once more.
It really is. To be healthy in your body is a gift we often forget to cherish until we lose it. But Ethan, you said something earlier that really stayed with me. You mentioned that sometimes the hurt isn't in our head or our tummy.
I did, Emma, because we are more than just bodies. Sometimes we feel a heaviness that no medicine from a pharmacy can touch. We call it sadness or a heavy heart. You can't see it on a thermometer and a doctor can't hear it through a stethoscope, but the pain is very real.
That's a profound truth. In those moments of emotional ache, where do we go?
We go to the one who designed the heart. We talk to God. It's as simple as the conversation we're having now. We call it prayer. You don't need big academic words. You can just say, "Hello, God, I feel sad today." And the most comforting part, He is already listening.
That is such a beautiful thought, that we are never truly alone in our sadness, and that there is a physician for the soul who understands us perfectly.
Exactly. He knows our thoughts and our feelings before we even speak them. And while medicine can heal the cold, only his presence and the joy that Jesus brings can truly fill the empty spaces in our hearts. It's a joy that doesn't depend on the weather or our circumstances. It's a deep, happy, a complete joy.
Taking care of our whole self, body and spirit, that's the real secret to a happy life. Ethan, this conversation has been so much more than an English lesson. It's been a reminder to be kind to ourselves.
I couldn't agree more. And to our listeners, thank you for being part of this intimate space with us today. We hope you feel a little more equipped, not just with new words like prescription or appointment, but with a little more hope.
Please tell us in the comments what's a word or a thought that touched you today. And if you found comfort here, share this episode. Let's spread a little healing together.
Be healthy, be happy, and remember, you are cared for. Until next time.
Bye for now.